Hello and welcome. I'm Madhuri, and a lot of people often ask me how I manage to do so many things simultaneously. Being a full-time working professional, GMAT verbal tutor, being a LinkedIn influencer, reading books, writing novels, and watching so many series and movies. Phew, sounds a lot, right? To be honest, I do feel overwhelmed at times, but more often than not, I manage things seamlessly because over the years I have figured how to best utilize my time in a particular day and achieve multiple things simultaneously. I think in today's day and age, we are all required to handle multiple things at once. Work on multiple projects and assignments at the same time, manage household chores, attend meetings or classes if you are a student, and so many other things. So in today's video, I'll share 5 of my daily habits that make me a multitasker and can make you one too. Let's get started. My first daily habit is to write everything down. And no, I'm not talking about a to-do list. This is just my master list of anything and everything that I need to do at some point and note it down at a time when it comes to my mind. I always carry a pocket diary with me, and each day is marked with the date on top of a fresh page. The minute I realize or come across any task, activity or to be done item, I write it down. Let's say I'm traveling and I realize that I have to order those shoes online. That goes right into my diary. I'm working on something and I'm in yet another Zoom call, and it strikes me that I have to call my friend for her birthday. I write it down in my diary. Writing a script for my next video. That goes into the diary. I'm on Instagram and watch someone's story mentioning a movie that I haven't heard of. I include it in my master list to watch that movie sometime. During an office meeting, my manager asks me to prepare a presentation for next week. That goes into my master list, but here I also mention a deadline of 1 or 2 days before the actual presentation day. And if for some reason I don't have my diary around, I note it down in my phone. That's the one device we always have around us. And then I note it in my master list later. So what I have created here is a master version of anything and everything that I have to do at some point in time. Similarly, whenever you come across any task or activity or anything at all that you have to do, it could be something as simple as cleaning out a drawer, write it down in your diary the minute it crosses your mind. Seems too much? Don't worry, it will all make sense with the other 4 habits that I'm about to tell you. My second daily habit is to assign time for each activity. Every task that I include in my master list or in my diary, I also write down a tentative duration of how long that task would take to be completed. Try to incorporate some buffer duration as well. For example, ordering shoes online, if I have already shortlisted them, might take just 5 minutes. Writing a script for my next video might take an hour or 2. Calling my friend for her birthday might take anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes. Watching a movie might take 2 to 3 hours depending on the length of the movie. And preparing for my office presentation or a school assignment if you are a student could take anywhere between 2 to 3 hours and even up to 6 hours. Keep in mind that your estimate doesn't have to be accurate. Just a rough idea or a tentative view of the duration would really help. And we'll see how. My third daily habit is to maintain a calendar. I cannot stress enough how important it is to plan your tasks in advance. But how exactly should you go about planning your day to get done with the multiple things that you have at hand? What I do is that every night I open up my diary and go through the list of all the things that I have mentioned, including stuff such as the movies that I want to watch, books that I want to read, and the work that I need to do. And decide among all of them the things that I have to do for the next day. For this, I have 2 categories, must do and good to do. For must do, I pick the things that I absolutely need to get done the next day, and the good to do tasks are the ones which can be done if I have spare time. Let's take an example. If there's a sale that ends tomorrow, I absolutely need to order those shoes online tomorrow itself. Similarly, if I have to shoot my video day after tomorrow, I'll have to ensure that I write my script tomorrow. So these are my must-do tasks. If I feel like reading a book or watching a movie tomorrow, that will go in my good to-do tasks. Well, sometimes it becomes a must-do task as well when you're planning to relax for a day maybe. Once I have my must-do and good-to-do tasks list for a particular day ready, I open up my calendar and assign time slots to finalize which task I'll complete when, and this is where our estimation of the task duration comes in handy, because we'll know in advance how much time we are spending in a day to complete our must-do tasks, and accordingly the good-to-do tasks can be included for the day as well. But what if you're not a planner and don't like maintaining calendars? This is where the fourth habit comes in handy, batching. This concept I had heard for the first time when I was reading a book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. I'll not go into the technical definition of it, but let me explain to you with an example. For batching, what you need to do first up is combine all the tasks which are similar in nature into one category. For example, I'll put all the calls that I have to make in a day in the calls category. Ordering shoes online and researching for my presentation will go in the internet category. Writing my script for the video and actually working on my presentation, things that require pure concentration and no disturbance at all to be completed faster, will go in my work category. Similarly, you can come up with your own categories which suits best for you. Once you have all these categories ready, you need to batch those tasks together. That is, complete all the tasks in a particular category together. Let's say you are a working professional and have multiple calls during the day. As far as possible, try to have them back to back. For a student, this could mean writing all of your assignments back to back and keeping your study times separate. For example, for the majority of calls that I schedule during my work time, I try to block back-to-back slots in my calendar and get done with all of them in one go. Similarly, when I have access to internet, I pick up all the tasks in my internet list, such as ordering those shoes online and researching for my presentation. When I find 2 to 3 hours of free time at hand, I pick up the work tasks that were going to require concentration and no disturbance and try to complete them one after the other. But what if scheduling calls or meetings is not in your control and you have catch-ups scheduled and scattered all throughout the day because someone else is setting them up? Here is another opportunity where the estimation of your task duration comes in handy. Let's say someone has set up a catch-up with you for 2 to 3 p.m. and then there is another meeting at 3:15 p.m. As of 3 o'clock, you certainly cannot start a task which is going to take more than 15 minutes. So here what you can do is just open up your diary and scroll through all the pages of the multiple days and see whether there is any task that you can pick up for those 15 minutes that you have between two calls. Isn't that just the best utilization of your time? And you're getting things done too. And finally, the fifth habit that I maintain is to revise my master list frequently and consistently. This is the most crucial aspect because all of the previous 4 habits will be useless if you do not update your master list and don't do this consistently every single day. Keep ticking those boxes as you complete your tasks and keep adding new things in your diary as and when they arrive in your plate. By applying these habits over a period of time, you'll be surprised by the number of tasks that you're able to complete in a similar or shorter span of time. And if you have any difficulty in forming a habit, this video should help you out. So, to become a multitasker, write down every task and activity, assign duration for every task, maintain your calendar, batch your tasks as much as possible, and finally, keep revising your master list and follow these steps on a regular basis to see yourself become a multitasker. I would love to hear your multitasking success stories or debacles and how this video helped you to become a multitasker, so please do share them in the comment section. And before you move on, please like, share and subscribe to support the channel. This is Madhuri Varma signing off. Thank you for watching.